Hello and welcome to episode 8 of 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo, and I'm joined by a very, very special guest host today, John Yates.
Tracey, what a pleasure to be here and an honor. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. I'm having so much fun with you. I didn't even want to record the podcast.
Me neither. I'm just having so much fun talking.
We haven't talked anything bad about anyone, which is good. We've been talking just saying sweet nothings about all of the celebrities that we've been following throughout the years. And that's like the nice thing that it's our common denominator,
right?
Is that we're just sweet, nice, caring, kind people.
Loved by all.
That's my nickname from college.
Right?
Loved by all. It was a little different than that, but whatever. We're here to talk about episode 8 of Teen Mom. Wow, look at me. I'm like in Teen Mom
I
zone.
have that kind of face.
You have the Teen Mom face.
I do.
You look like you've gotten
just a bunch of mistakes written all over.
You look like you've gotten someone pregnant.
You know,
maybe.
Why not?
Question mark.
Hey,
high school.
Why not?
You never know. You drink, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
I got left out.
If you guys don't know, I have another podcast called Teen Mom Trash Talk, and you can follow them on Instagram at Teen Mom Trash Talk. We're actually not here to talk about Teen Mom Trash Talk. We're here to talk about 90 Day Fiancé, episode, this is season 6. There's a problem with the episodes. Now, I mention this every episode. So basically the episodes on the app are different from the episodes on the actual cable because they count the 90 Day Lives as episodes.
See, that's what must have screwed me up because usually there's 10 episodes to a season.
Sure.
And here I am on Sunday. Happy season finale Sunday, everybody, to everybody. And I'm thinking I was going to see everybody getting married in their dresses and that we were going to have the tell-all next weekend. No, there's more. Spoiler alert, more to come.
That's why. So, we're going to be calling the episodes what they are. They're called, this one is season 6. The episode is called No Way Out. And we're going to talk first about Eric and Leida. So they go furniture shopping, right? And he said that she's mad about child support, right? So she doesn't want him to pay child support for his youngest daughter. What do you think about that?
All right, going into Leida and Eric first. All right, let's wind it. Hey.
Yeah, let's just jump right in. Jump in the pool.
All right. I could see, oh boy. Leida comes from a land where I guess child support isn't an issue, right?
Right, sure.
So I'm guessing to play devil's advocate in her defense.
Yeah, which is what we want to hear. I want to hear all sides of what you think.
Not being used to that kind of living arrangement that would be different to her.
Right.
As where all of us in the States here are like,
we know that he's just trying not to go to jail.
Right.
Yeah. That's basically what's happening. I mean, technically that's, you can't not pay child support. If you have a job, you can't do that.
Well, did you think Eric's the type of guy who wouldn't have paid his child
I don't think
support?
so. I think he would pay his child support. He seems like, I mean, listen, as far as I see on the show right now, and I know that things in real time are a little bit different, him and his ex-wife are like buddies.
Right.
You know, he wants it to be all one big family. He wants everyone to get along. He doesn't have any kind of bad feelings against his ex-wife. He was so excited for his ex-wife to meet Leida.
Right.
And his ex-wife was excited to meet her. So, no, I don't think that he would do that. I don't think he would do that at all.
I don't think so either.
But I do know that if you choose not to pay child support in America, you would have to, you would have to sign over your rights to your child.
And didn't Leida kind of allude to that? Didn't she want him to sign over his parental rights?
Well, I don't know see, that's the thing. I don't know if she really wanted him to, or if she didn't realize like that's the only way. That's the only way you can get out of paying child support is if you give up your rights.
Is that the only, is that?
Unless you don't have a job. Yeah. I mean, if that's in your divorce agreement or whatever it is. Yeah. Because the state requires you to pay child support. I mean, unless his ex-wife would refuse it, but why would you refuse it?
I don't know. I like at first here's where I stand with Leida and Eric and Tasha. Like at first, like I felt bad for everybody, all three of them, because you had Leida who was coming here from Indonesia, moving into that pigsty.
Right.
Like who would want to move into
I
that?
gotta tell you, I don't think that the apartment was that bad.
Oh, it was pretty.
Oh, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was like, Yeah, it was just like messy, but I didn't think like if you had regular things in there, it's an apartment. I mean, it's kind of a regular apartment. You know, the walls aren't falling down. It doesn't seem that there's bugs in there. But you know, she seems like she's mad about the child support, but she might be just tired. She doesn't have a bed. You know, is she really mad about the child support, or is she mad that like maybe she feels like because he pays the child support, she can't have a bed to sleep in?
But shouldn't she have known that already coming into it? Like, obviously, these are things that she knew. Oh, this is this guy Eric from Wisconsin, from Baraboo, and oh, he's got kids, and
right.
He, like, you know, shouldn't she have known that coming into it?
She should have, but we don't know how honest he was with her. Did he tell her like, "Hey, listen, you guys can come live with me, but you don't have a bed to sleep in. You're gonna have to sleep on the carpet." Or we're going to have to like put like a bale of hay somewhere.
Welcome to America.
Right. And she's like, oh, I don't want to do that at all.
Here's your bale of hay in the corner.
Right. I mean, that's a little, you know, so I don't know if that's the editing where, you know, they're trying to kind of like twist this story. I don't know. I really don't know. Only they know that. But she wants to be in America to pursue her medical career. She doesn't really have a bedside manner. She doesn't seem like
she sure doesn't.
She wants to be can you imagine you go to her and she's like, your doctor?
A cancer? Like, hi. Yeah. Like, hi, I'm your oncologist, Leida. You at stage 4, you're fucked.
Yeah. You need to get out of here because you're disgusting.
Get the fuck out. We need to get this bed ready for somebody else.
Yeah. Oh my God. Absolutely not. So in this episode, she said, she went into his room and he said, how did you sleep last night? And she said, you know, they slept in separate rooms because they were upset. Where? What was the other room? Did she sleep outside? Was she in the car?
Maybe the balcony. Maybe it's screened in.
Oh, that's so nice. That's how she would be used to it, right? In her country.
I mean, they do have like those mosquito nets everywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I guess maybe Paul would know more about that.
Paul would definitely know more about that. But now, so she's in the other room, and then you see Alessandro, and he's eating from a takeout container. What kind of life are these people living? Like, I understand that, you know, maybe he doesn't have like a ton of money, but he's not even living like a normal life.
I feel like Eric's like a straight up guy. Like, I know that he said that he was homeless right after the divorce, but homeless on his own free will.
What does that even mean?
Like that when he got divorced from his first wife, he decided to work and sleep in his car so he could pay off, I guess, his divorce.
Okay, is that normal?
No.
Right. That's a problem. I think that is an issue. Like he has a job.
Maybe he just wanted to pay it off quicker. And
come on.
Listen, they live in Wisconsin, Baraboo. That just sounds cold by itself. I couldn't imagine sleeping in a car with like, you know, in Baraboo.
I couldn't imagine living in anywhere in Wisconsin, but that's really neither here nor there. Now they have Janica, who's his daughter. Is that her name?
Right.
She is 11 years old, and they're like, all right, so Janica's going to watch Alessandro, and we're going to get out of here. And it's like, oh, okay. Okay, cool. Who's watching her? Okay, no, that's fine.
Kind of like Luis.
Watching
exactly. Molly's Kensley.
Let me tell you something. Just a flashback to last season when Luis was watching Kensley and he leans over to her and he goes, I am your father now.
I'm your father, indeed.
And she said to him, what did she say? She said something like,
no, you're not.
Yeah, she's like, no, you're not. I have a father. Goodbye. Please get away from me. That was the funniest scene.
And that kind of like changed him. I felt like that scene on the porch with Luis and with
that
Kensley,
changed him?
I don't know. Like he was like cool and he's like, yeah, I'm gonna be a dad. I'm Molly's husband. I'm like the new
I
guy.
don't know.
And then after like Kensley dismissed him, like, and she said, get the fuck out of here, bro. You ain't my dad.
That was hilarious.
Like he changed. Like, I felt like he changed after that.
I don't know. I don't think it had anything to do with that. So she wants him to stop paying child support because it's ruining her life. How much child support does he pay? Do we know?
I believe. Now I heard that it was like around $1,000 a month.
Okay, I mean, I guess that's a little bit of money, but it's a percentage of your income. So he must make a decent income that he could pay that much.
He's a pilot, or he's always posting pictures of like cockpits.
Right. I don't think he's a pilot. I think he does something like technical. You know, maybe because he was in the service. I don't know, but all I know is that you live in Baraboo, Wisconsin. How much could rent be? $5-10.
A wonderful question, and I asked Tasha that because I did, because Tasha was doing a live, and it was right when the episode showed where like Leida kicked. I think the episode before this where Leida kicks her out, and Tasha went live and she's like, Tasha, just because we're not all from Baraboo, Wisconsin. We don't know what the rate is. What's like a 1-bedroom apartment run in those parts? And she goes, around 600.
Oh dear! So they're probably paying like $750 for that 2-bedroom.
No, it's a 1-bedroom.
No, it's a 2-bedroom because they have Tasha has a room and then Eric has a room.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so they're probably paying around like $750,
and with all the bells and whistles, they probably got a dishwasher and everything.
And they have to split it.
Screen porch,
the screen porch where Leida could sleep with
possibly
the baby.
a workout center in the common room.
I don't know about that. They don't. It's a walk up. Relax, relax, guys. If you don't know, John Yates, he has an amazing Instagram channel. So, guys, talk to me about what you're doing on Instagram real quick. Let me know. So you have a whole bunch of videos with the cast members.
Pretty much on Instagram.
Oh, and also, what is your Instagram? Where can we find you?
John Yates 327.
Okay.
And it's the same on Twitter, and my Twitter and my Instagram pretty much mirror each other.
Okay.
But pretty much what I do is I pay attention what the cast is doing.
Sure.
And then I screenshot it and I post it.
Cool. And then you've been in touch with
that's about it.
No, that's cool. But
that's the magic to me.
You've been in touch with a lot of the cast members. You get like the back inside scoop. So, it's really helpful when I'm talking shit over here to know like, what is he paying and what, the facts are really what is going to set us free.
Like,
here.
yeah, I've done I've talked to most of the cast.
Right.
And, I'm not the guy who kind of rides them.
Sure.
As most do, which is, has its fun and highlights because I've done that too. But like, once and Tracey, you can sympathize, like once you've interviewed cast, and it kind of humanizes them a little bit.
Absolutely, because we only see what we see. And also something that I've noticed, I do this on Teen Mom as well, is you see what's edited. And a lot of the editing is a little bit shoddy. And I feel like TLC does that like big time.
Right.
They do a lot of shoddy editing where they're, that's from a different day and that conversation happened 5 months ago. And, so we're seeing what they want us to see. They're making a story. So really talking to them kind of clears a lot of things up. People are cast as certain things. Do you find that a lot?
Yeah. And, I'm lucky enough to talk to quite a few of the cast.
Right.
And, I respect them and they respect me and, it's they'll go live with me and people appreciate that and I'll go on with John or Rachel or Danielle or whoever and we'll go on for a few minutes and people like that.
No problem. Yeah, absolutely. It's interesting. It's really interesting to see like what goes on in their real lives. Now let's go a little bit back to Eric and Leida. He says to her, I will never allow us to go without. Now I don't know if they don't have a bed. So he is allowing them to go without right now. He does not have a bed. So what I could see is that he kind of rigged up a setup because he is a crafty man. They had one twin bed, right? It was a mattress and a box spring. So he gave the mattress to Alessandro, and that's on the floor in this little room. And then the mattress pad from Tasha's futon, I think they took, and they put it on the twin, the twin box spring. And that's what they sleep on. Have you ever slept in a twin bed?
Yeah, sure. When I was, 9.
You were 9. Okay. If you still had to sleep in the twin bed with your husband, how would that go?
Not well.
Why? Because your bodies wouldn't fit?
Because it would just probably be me or him on the bed.
Right, because you have...
one or the other.
It's a one-person bed.
Right.
So that's the weirdest...
Because I'm not like the same 85 pounds that I was when I was 9.
And even if you were even sleeping with a sibling or whatever in a twin bed, it's not comfortable.
Ooh, I couldn't even picture sleeping with a sibling.
Right.
Yeah, no.
Because it's too small.
Right.
Is that correct?
Okay. I would agree.
So he is actually letting them go without. Now, I know that she's insane and I know that she's crazy and she's blown up and she's done things, right now we're only on this episode here, No Way Out. In real time, she has done things that are absolutely extravagant and crazy. But right now, what I'm seeing, I would not be happy with this. This is not because she's a rich snob. This is not because she's a gold digger. She wants to sleep on a bed. Is that too much to ask? They have no bed. She wants to be above his daughter in priority too.
Well, wouldn't you want to be above someone's daughter if you're a wife?
I would. I absolutely would. But I would also really
There you
want.
go, get me defending Leida again.
No. See, and that's fine.
Not that she shouldn't be defended.
I think that it's really helpful to have like a lot of perspectives on this because I would want to be number one if I was a wife. But at the same time, if I married a man with 3 other children, and I had a child myself, so I totally, not that I do, but I'm saying if I were Leida and I had a child myself, you would want him to put your child first too, right? So you want him to be a good dad. And if I were to see a man being a shitty dad to his other children, and then I want him to put me and my son first, I don't know. There's like a personality flaw. It's like, listen, if I marry you, I want you to put me before your mom,
right.
But I also want you to treat your mom very nicely.
But that should be common sense,
right?
though.
So she's not just asking him to put her first. He wants her to kick his daughter out, throw her in the garbage, never talk to her again, whatever the hell she wants him to do. It's so extreme that it's not just put me first. It's put me and no one else.
I don't think Eric should have ever been on the show. I don't think he should have been in a place where he was talking to women overseas.
Sure.
In a spot where they should marry, where he would move them into their... I think that was the biggest screw up was on Eric's head. Is that
part. He was probably very lonely. I think that's what it was. I can't imagine it would be anything else. But also now we've seen with Nicole and Azan.
Oh boy.
In our few episodes, a few seasons back, we saw that it actually costs money to sponsor someone to bring them here on a K-1 visa. Eric does not seem to have enough money to even have a bed. Why does he have enough money to sponsor someone on a K-1 visa? And also, you're on the hook for them for like 10 years.
Also, Eric turned down the money that Leida's parents offered. He's a proud guy.
I mean, there's not much to be proud of.
No, I agree. Like, if I understand why he didn't take the money, but like I think everybody was watching it and said, take the fucking money.
Right.
Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I mean, I understand that he doesn't want to use her family, but at the same time, like, you don't have a bed for your stepson, and that's not fair. You can't just be proud and put this kid in a bad situation. Listen, I don't like kids. I don't have kids.
But don't you
think,
at
the same time, like, you don't have a kid, like, you don't have a bed for the kid?
Don't you think that wreck of a place that they moved into is putting her kid in a bad situation? Like,
okay, but what is such a...
Let me ask you a question. Of an apartment.
What is so crazy? They had dishes in the sink.
That place looked like who didn't rent.
Tell me why. What about it, though?
Could you picture coming here from
No, absolutely not.
Thousands of miles away.
But if she cleaned it in one day. She cleaned it in a few hours. She tidied it up. It was messy. It was disgusting. She cleaned it up. It's fine now.
Right.
It's not. Are there roaches crawling everywhere? You remember there was some.
There was a roach crawling. Did you see that one clip? There was.
I didn't see the roach.
It was in the. I think they were in the room in the Poconos.
Yeah, no.
There wasn't. Sister. Never mind.
There wasn't a roach in the. There's no roaches. There's no. The walls aren't broken. It seems to be like a regular kitchen, a regular bathroom. Like nothing seems like that crazy. Yeah, his daughter's a slob, or maybe he's a slob.
They're both probably.
I think they're both slobs because I don't think that as a father, if you are that neat, you would ever have your daughter be that messy or allow it in your house. But he was in the service, which is confusing.
Yeah, because they're like neat to...
You would think. So now he says to her, don't worry, because we're going to buy a home. You're going to buy a home. You're going to need a bed to put in that home. I'm sorry. I can't get over that they don't have a bed to sleep on.
Yeah, I mean...
Why not buy a regular queen mattress and a queen bed set, a regular, not a $7,000 one, a regular queen bed set for, go to Bob's, go to IKEA, get that. And then
Big Lots.
Right, exactly. And then you could bring it to your home when you buy the house because you're always going to need a bed. He can't buy a couch. So Leida says, I'm going to let him keep paying child support. Oh my God, that is so nice of you. What a sweetie pie. She said that that Tasha loves dirty. Yeah, she does love dirty. She really does, and it's not proper. It looks like they live in a hotel without the bed.
It does look like they live in a hotel.
Like when they're in the living room and the kids are playing, it looks like she's at the desk in the hotel.
Kind of like Nicole's setup a little bit. If you remember what Nicole's...
her old room, Nicole and Azan?
Yeah.
She lived in like like her like childhood bedroom. That's what her apartment
I was
looked like.
told she lived in like a converted garage.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Yeah.
But it looked like she made it look like her childhood bedroom.
Right. Like all she needed was like posters of like Scott Baio. Like,
exactly.
Like Charles in Charge pictures.
Exactly. Yeah, she was a little slopopotamus too, though. So now the most surprising part of this entire episode for me, or at least this their segment, was that Tasha's moving out, and she says she's been staying with her boyfriend, and I can't believe she has a boyfriend. And you don't have to say anything. I know that these are your friends, but let me tell you something.
No, I can't believe she has a boyfriend.
I can't believe she has a boyfriend for so many reasons.
Because of the tail.
Okay, so she's a furry. You know this, right? Tasha's considered a furry, I heard.
What is
a furry is like people that dress up like stuffed animals.
Oh, that's the thing.
It's a thing. Did you peep the tail that she had on a few episodes ago?
I did see the tail.
Okay. Also, when she was moving out, did you see the Magic the Gathering cards on her desk? And I'm like, oh, she has a boyfriend. Okay, cool.
Is it Sheldon Cooper?
Is it the haircut? Do you think that's like a Baraboo style?
I thought it was like a Rosie O'Donnell, like lesbian-esque, like
right.
I was completely blown away because she had like the
one side,
and I could say that because I'm gay,
right?
So
it's the asymmetrical kind of.
Like I thought she had like that Rosie O'Donnell, like like that.
Yeah, the little
thing.
Flip.
I just flipped my head that you guys can't see it.
They can see it.
But like the furry thing, like I saw the tail.
Right.
And I said, okay, these crazy kids these days.
With their tails?
If the girls are running to Colt.
Right.
I guess the tails are like, because thank God I'm married and like I don't have to worry about like finding people anymore because I feel like I'm out of my element.
I mean, you could get a guy with a tail. Now.
Or Colt.
She said that Leida went in her room after she left, right? And she had packed her first batch of stuff to leave. And Leida went in there, cleaned it up, packed the rest of the stuff in the boxes. And she said to Leida, get the F out of my country. That was so funny. That was hilarious. Like, I don't even know who I dislike more, but I'm kind of like rooting for everyone at this point.
I was hoping that all three of them, like, okay, we're going, this is like after New Year's, we're going, at the beginning of December, I'm like, oh, they're all fighting, it's Christmas, they're all going to make up. And then like another week, December 7th rolls around. Fuck you, Tasha. We're going to the police.
Right.
Fuck this one. Fuck that. I'm like,
yeah.
I'm like, all right, you know what? We still got 2 more weeks. And I'm like, all right, these people aren't going to make up.
They're not going to make up.
And I feel like they're all getting off on it a little bit. Like, I feel like they're not only not trying to make it better,
right,
but they're kind of like getting off on like
making it worse.
The nastiness.
Sure, absolutely.
Of all of it.
Eric tells her, Tasha, you don't even stay here anymore. Just leave. What the hell is going on? Now Leida crying. And now, okay, so now Tasha, let's just go back real quick. Tasha has an asymmetrical haircut, right?
Yes, to put it mildly.
She has a tail. Okay. She skews lesbian, right?
She's very.
And
I got that lesbian vibe.
The magic cards. Okay, cool. She likes.
If she was in college, I would say that she's definitely.
She's experimenting. Yeah, she's not sure. and then to solidify the confusion, as she goes to her boyfriend's house, she loads up her pickup truck. And I'm like, so you're going to tell me that on the other side of wherever she's going is a man? I'm confused.
It's the Young and the Restless Baraboo style.
It definitely is. She has an old rusty pickup truck. And I'm like, I don't know about this. She has a it looked like
it's almost as nice as Jason Hitch's El Camino.
You wish. You wish. This was she had like some kind of like temporary dirty wrist tattoo.
It was black too.
I was like, that's a dirty wrist tattoo. And the best part about this all is that this all happens. She's like, get the F out of my country, all this stuff. And the 2 kids in the living room do not react. They're like, these are Hot Wheel cars and these are amazing.
And we're not going to move from them.
No. They don't even look up.
Didn't she call Leida? See you next Tuesday.
Yeah,
on top
they
of
were
it?
they were yelling. They were yelling at each other, and not the kids didn't even blink. Now, what do you think is Alessandro? Is he not verbal, or do you think that we just don't see him speaking?
Probably both. How old is he? 5?
He's 5, they said. But to me, he skews like 3.
Do you think they're going to have him on for a testimonial yet?
That would be amazing. If he was like, I just want a bed. I just want a bed. That's what.
Can these fuckers just shut up?
Right? I just want a bed. I'm very tired. Now, Eric, something else that's like, big conversation here on this podcast. Eric is 40. Yeah?
Listen, we all thought it. I'm 39.
Right. So
I'm like, this guy's a year older than me.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, so Eric, if I saw you and Eric, guys, if you want to go to John's Instagram, you could see pictures of him. He's beautiful. If I saw you and Eric together, maybe shopping in a mall, I'd be like, that is so nice that your dad wants to spend time with you.
Aw. Yeah, from what I could tell, he Tasha on one of her lives said that he's actually 40.
What's going, like, how many years haven't you slept?
How many years did you lose to meth?
Yeah, and I don't even think he I think that
and Eric is such a straight up guy that he probably I
think he's sober. I can't even say he's weathered because he was an addict. I don't think he was at all.
No, I don't think so either. But that's you only lose years of your life like that to something.
Yeah, but do you think it's because maybe he lost it to thinking about ISIS?
Maybe he saw a dead ghost, and it took 10 years off his life.
Oh man, I don't know. Eric, I hope you feel better. You need a nap. You need some oil of Olay ice cream. Jeez, let's talk about Colt and Larissa. This is one of your favorite topics. So she's super excited to plan her wedding, and because they're going to move out after the wedding, she wants her dress to be, and this is a quote, $100,000. $100,000 Leah and John, the cousins.
Oh, Snapchat filter pixie queen.
Okay, Leah is doing the most
with her Snapchat filters.
Leah is the live Snapchat.
Leah, she looks at a Snapchat filter and then she goes, how can I recreate this look when I leave the house today?
Hilarious and accurate. Leah looks like she's playing dress up with her kids all the time. She looks like she's put on every costume at the same time.
Leah looks like if she went to Claire's and bought every hair or bandana accessory to try him out, and she walked out with everyone because she's like, this is a Snapchat filter, bitches.
Yeah, she's off. She is 100% off. And I got to tell you, so they go to wedding dress shopping. She looks hot in everything. I didn't think I was going to like these illusion dresses that she was trying on. They looked beautiful on her. And, it's not she has a nice body, and not everyone with a nice body looks good in all of these different styles. And I thought everything that she tried on, she looked great in.
No, she did. She's a knockout.
She looked really great in them. And then she said,
much to Debbie's chagrin.
Oh my God. Well, she said, I would like to try something more nasty.
More sexy.
More sexy, Debbie. Let me tell you. I would have died if I was Debbie. But Debbie goes on with it. So they said that they're going to spend $1,000 or less on the dress. Which, you know what? I got to tell you, as someone who likes nice things, I don't want to spend a lot of money on my wedding dress. I don't want to spend $1,000 on my wedding dress. I think that that's a waste of money. I think that you could find, especially, listen, she really is. She's a knockout, right?
Right.
Her body is so amazing that she can make so many things look so good that I would get a less expensive dress because it would look so nice. She said, I'm only getting married this once, but has she only been married once, or has she never married her other 2 baby daddies?
Ooh, this is gray area. Okay. Her wedding, she said on Instagram that Larissa's wedding dress was only she got it from Goodwill.
Right, right. 70. She wound up, right. This is...
but going, was she I know that she has 2 other kids.
She has 2 kids. So one of her kids, she gave her for adoption to her aunt. That's her...
One is with...
one's with her father.
One's with the son. Oh, I'm sorry. One's with the father.
Right.
The son's with the father.
With her father, with Larissa's father.
No.
Oh, with the father of her child.
Right.
Okay.
The son. And then her daughter is with Larissa's dad.
Okay.
So those are the 2. Now, there was a third... Somebody had said back when that all came out weeks ago that Larissa had 3 kids.
No, I think she just has the 2 though, right?
Well, Larissa only admitted to 2.
I think that, if you're going to admit to 2, you admit to 3.
Right? I don't see why. Well, I'm going to admit to these 2, but
I thought she gave one up for adoption to her aunt, this is what the impression that I was up to. I thought that she gave one to adoption to her aunt. That was the older child. And then this newer one was with her father. That's what I thought.
From my understanding, she has the two. One is she has a son and the son's father has custody, and then her daughter, Larissa's father, has custody of that kid.
All right. So Deb said he'd rather see you in a sexy nightgown after the wedding. This is like getting really too much. Like I feel like Deb knows too much. If my mother-in-law said
that to me, my insides would implode. I couldn't handle that.
No, I couldn't. I could barely even handle Deb doing it, and I barely even know them. I do. I know them very well.
We're like this.
We're very close. So she said, she can't get the wedding dress that she wants. She can't get the couch that she wants. She's just so upset. She's so upset. And I feel bad for her almost, because the crazy part is, and I talked about this on the last episode, is that, these girls, they're trying to like get portrayed as these gold diggers. And you know what? Maybe deep down inside somewhere they are. But right now, like, she's looking for a wedding dress.
But do you think Larissa could be classified as a gold digger when she's with someone with the no AC in the car? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Like, the girl is like, she's like, hey, can we get a new car? Because my physical health, like, I might actually pass away in the car. Not because I need to be seen in a limousine. Because I need
the basic human.
Right. It's 110 degrees. We live in the desert. Is there any way that I could maybe get a straw that I could stuck out the window and just
or one of those
breathe?
fans with a mister?
That's what she has now. The last time she had the fan with the mister, and then the other time she was taking Debbie's handicap pass and fanning herself. I feel bad for this girl. This is not what she signed up for.
No.
I think that a lot of these people, the Americans, have not prepared for them, and I wonder if the producers encourage them not to prepare for them.
I mean, it would certainly make for better TV.
Yeah. Because who wants to watch? I mean, but I got to tell you, Ashley definitely prepared for Jay. Ashley has the cutest little house, and everything seemed to be in place. But I don't know. So now they're going to have a barbecue, right? Because Crazy and his wife are going to come over.
Leah, the Snapchat filter pixie queen.
So they're making these hamburgers that look like meatball softballs, right? We have them over. We have deviled eggs, which is delicious.
Nothing ever goes wrong with deviled eggs.
No, absolutely. In 110-degree heat in Las Vegas, give me a deviled egg that's been out in the sun. That's all I want.
With a nice warm margarita.
That's it. That's it. That's all I want. Maybe a hot coffee. I don't even know. So she said that the budget for the dress was about $2,000. That's what she wants. 30 days to the wedding. Colt has the barbecue of the century in flip-flops. What do you feel about this outfit?
Well, I feel that Colt's outfit fits in with the tone of everyone's outfits. I mean, how do you keep up with the Snapchat filter, Leah?
This is true.
Those sandals are pretty hideous.
You can't wear flip-flops like that.
I'm not a sandals person. Like, I wear sneakers to the beach.
Yeah,
so
but
like
even
I
that,
have a problem with
maybe
them.
a Nike slide.
Or like, yeah.
Yeah, the Nike, like
not
a man.
Like when, the thing pinches your big toe.
It looked like he was going for a pedicure. It was strange to me. And he wants John to accept Larissa. But John just wants to be a star on the show.
Oh, yeah, he wanted his 5 minutes.
He wants to scream, and he was like, nah, 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 nah. Like, he was so rude and disgusting that I hope his HVAC company goes out of business.
And Debbie even said on Instagram that she's like, I don't know where this guy came from. He's not close to the family.
Okay, well, that's the other thing. So they only moved to Vegas a year ago.
Right, because they were from Seattle.
Right, and then they're so I don't exactly know how they're related. I don't know if you know, like, which side of the family they're on or whatever, but John shouldn't even matter.
No.
He shouldn't matter at all. He's literally just trying to create drama. Larissa thinks that Debbie talks shit to John, but I gotta tell you, I believe Debbie that she doesn't. She's like, I don't even fucking talk to him.
Oh, I think Debbie talks shit to everybody.
Yeah, but I think that John, this is all John. This isn't Debbie's doing.
Yeah. No, John's an asshole. And like, whatever he said, like,
yeah,
he just wanted his time to shine. And then they had him on the live show. And she had
saw that.
Equally awful Snapchat bandana, Claire's accessories,
Snapchat
number on. And like, they just want to be famous, much like Natalie does. But
very, very, yes, absolutely. So they have a really nice grill, though.
They do have a nice grill.
They had it was almost like an old fashioned.
It's nicer than their car.
It is much nicer than their car, and it probably costs more money.
Fuck it. If you're a Johnson, fuck the automobiles, but we're gonna have a good grill.
Seriously, they had
I'll cook you a nice steak.
It was a nice an old fashioned Weber, but it looked like a gas grill that looked like an old fashioned Weber. Really nice. John comes in. He doesn't even say hi to Larissa. Debbie is carrying everything inside by herself, and everyone's like, "Oh, don't worry, Debbie's disabled. She'll be fine. Don't worry about it. She's got the handicap pass in the car. She'll figure it out." And now Colt starts calling her Debbie. And doesn't call her mom anymore for the rest of this episode.
Like she's a help.
Yeah. He's like, listen, Debbie's going to be okay. John says Debbie is a blessing.
Oh, but the way John was going on, John wanted, I would take Debbie in a second. Debbie could live with us.
Cool.
I could talk to, then bitch, have her move in with you.
Yeah, that's fine. He's like, you can't kick her out on the street. When you, I don't know what your family situation is like, right? But if you lived with your family before you got married, would you moved out with your husband? Is this correct?
When we were
when you got married, you live with your husband now.
Yes.
Alone?
Yes.
Without your parents?
Correct.
Weird.
Right?
All by yourself though.
All by no parent there.
No
slot machine in the dining room.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Seems weird.
Well, let me tell you something about Debbie. Now, does Debbie give you the, I see Debbie, I see showgirl from this. Do you see how Debbie used to look?
Debbie was a hottie.
Debbie was a dish.
Dude, how did she go downhill so quickly?
Debbie was a dish, honey.
My mom is...
she was passed around at clubs and
Debbie was super hot. Let me tell you something. My mom is not much younger than Debbie. They're very similar ages. Maybe a year or two apart. My mom does not look in Debbie's age range at all.
No, Debbie's got that same Eric ageism.
Yes.
I don't know what happened to Debbie and Eric, but they took a step out of bounds somewhere.
And again, I don't think that she was using drugs.
Oh.
You think?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I don't get that really.
Debbie's a drinker.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought she was just a beef stewer.
And from what I hear, Colt. Colt is afraid to have Debbie move out.
Because he doesn't want her to drink.
And he can't monitor her drinking.
Well, guess what? Then you let your mother drink. Now she drinks.
No. So
I'd be like, guess what, Ma? Now you drink all by yourself.
That's why Debbie's still around.
Interesting. So he doesn't want to let her out of his sight.
And if you see how she's aged,
it's not great.
It would make sense. I would have gone heroin, but I guess alcohol could do that too.
So she said to Larissa, you should feel like a queen with a ring like that. Now, do you notice that they always show the ring, but they never show the ring?
Right.
It's always from the side.
So it's a very good CZ, possibly.
I think it's a real ring. I just think that it's maybe a low quality center stone or a very small center stone, and then it has a million halos around it. And I think that's really what's going on because no one gets a solitaire anymore.
I saw that ring and I'm like, that looks like it's I don't know.
It's probably just bad quality.
And I do love Larissa, and I feel bad because, especially after what we all saw that she has to deal with today.
Oh my God! Well, she said that she may use his body. She said, because they said that you're using him for his money. She goes, maybe his body, not his money. So, what do you want to say?
Well, it can't be the money,
right? And I don't know if it could be his body either. I'm not really sure. But John's not allowed at the wedding. Larissa banned John from the wedding. And she walks up the stairs and she said, this is the quote of the episode, who is against the queen will die.
There it is.
She said that Debbie has poisoned them all to hate her. As you see them pan around to the camo recliner. So they couldn't get a couch, but they can get a camouflage recliner right there. So crazy. And Colt isn't protecting her. And she doesn't even talk to John. Colt is not protecting her.
No.
Colt is like, listen, Larissa, you want people to act nice to you, you have to be nicer. I don't know if I totally agree with him on this episode.
I feel like Colt has that serial killer when
the calmness.
Yes, exactly. You know what I'm talking about. Larissa's heated and hot blooded. I'm fiery. I'm the same. Yeah. I'm mad. I'm like mother. And I start throwing shit.
Same.
And Colt will just look at you and then I'd say, why are you so upset?
Why are you so upset? What's going on?
And to just sit there and not move, and that would just make me even
and then he murders you.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, more importantly, in this scene, Colt sounded a little stuffy. And I hope that he didn't have a cold, because that makes me nervous.
Well, that would have been the worst.
So, so Deb's going to fight with her now. And she's like, you want me to slam the door? I'm going to slam that door!
Well, she pulled the very Shannon Beador, I'm done.
That was so funny. She
I was waiting for Andy Cohen to walk out. I'm done. Put your hand on your hip, Debbie. You're a housewife now.
She slammed the closet door. Watch out, Deb. So Larissa said something and Colt responded to her, which is something that he's done a few times now. He said, you don't even know what that means. You don't even know how to drive a car.
Thank you.
And it's like he really like brings it home sometimes. Like when she was saying that Cookie Dookie was fat, she's like, she's 200 pounds. He's like, you don't even know what a pound is. Hilarious. Colt always has like that. Between the two of them, they're hilarious. They're a very funny couple. I really enjoy watching them. I used to hate them the most when I first started watching it, because I was like, why can't they see the problem? Why can't they just fix the problem? And now I'm like, no, don't fix the problem. This is perfect.
To be honest, I thought they were going to be the cult. Like, oh, great. Like, I get to watch someone play Final Fantasy all day. Like, I do that. Like, I don't want to watch somebody else do that on TV. And, like, until the domestic violence thing in November, I don't think I mentioned them once. And then someone says, Larissa's posting pictures of like Colt trash in their house, and I go, shut the fuck up. And I go,
you thought he was just boring.
And then like, welcome Colt and Larissa onto the stage.
So much fun. Let's talk about Jonathan and Fernanda. There's not much here.
Yeah, like I was gonna say, like, why?
I gotta tell you. So she says that Latin families are always together and close, and that that's the difference between like American families. So there's 6 weeks to get married, and she wants him to be closer to his mom. So they cry in a cafe. Cool.
Is that the same conversation when John's telling his mom, oh, hey, Mom, you've been married a few times. Why don't you give us some pointers on marriage?
Was that the best line ever?
I mean, I was living for it. Like,
I was like, ooh,
do you ever see that
burn.
movie Waiting?
No. Oh, Waiting. Yeah, of course. About the waitresses. Yeah.
When they're
it was about Applebee's.
Ryan
basically.
Reynolds. Yeah, they're on dinner with his mother.
Yes.
There's a part that scene. Like, they reminded me of that part.
Yes.
Like, right there.
Oh, that's an amazing movie. I forgot that I love that movie. Actually, that was with Dane Cook.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Amazing. Let's talk about Ashley and Jay. So there's a lot of wedding website comments with the N-word in them. There's like 100 different comments that someone, the same person, has made all these different accounts, and now they're gonna write the N-word on. And I mean, one of the comments I have from the other episode was, the South will rise again.
Yeah, like,
I mean,
who the fuck
we're
says
really
that?
So at this point. Just be like, don't marry a black guy. Like that's really all they wanted to say. So then just say that the South will rise again. So they get these security cameras, and the most.
And by the way, like, you're in rural Pennsylvania. By the way, the South should rise again. Let's
yeah, I know. Really,
down.
relax. You're in Mechanicsburg. The most surprising part about this scene was that Jay was using the screw gun, and he was like screwing the security cameras, and I was like, oh, he does like stuff. I didn't know he knew how to do stuff like that. Like, just because he's so young. So the family and friends are dropping out of the wedding because they're afraid that they're going to get killed at the wedding. And she hangs out with her friend Destiny and her friend Brandy. What's going on with her friends?
Well,
they look like they've seen better days.
Especially Brandy.
Whoa! And
that outfit she wore at the live show at the cleavage show, and that was a real go-getter.
They are really out there. So they're gonna drink some wine, and Jay's like, "Well, what am I gonna drink?" And
do
she's
some
like,
bumps.
Yeah, she's like, "Yeah, you can have the rest of my slushie." So they announced the news that they're canceling the wedding and they're going to Vegas to elope. It's crazy.
I can understand that. Well, they are in Mechanicsburg, and that is like as rural and
Mechanicsburg is not rural. Actually, Mechanicsburg
it's outside
is
of Harrisburg.
Yes, it's outside of Harrisburg. It's just I have some family lives there. It's trashy. It's just trashy. I mean, I guess there's different parts of it. I just don't think it's like very populated. It's kind of, but it's not like farmland. Like, it's not nice enough to be like the Poconos.
Right.
But it's, you know what I mean? Like,
I totally get what
it's
you're
like
saying with
suburban garbage, I think. Shout out to Mechanicsburg.
Hey, Mechanicsburg.
They're going to the Elvis Chapel to elope.
I could see like why some people would say that and then other people said, oh, that was just all fake, and then other people said, oh, that was all Natalie fucking with them. But
no, I don't think that was Natalie.
I have to give I rode Natalie pretty hard this season, and I have to say of all the people this season, she has to be laughing last.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We're going to talk about some updates on that too. So. Ashley's roots are different in every scene. Sometimes you have a little bit of root, which I got to tell you, I love a little root. I think a little root gives a lot of dimension to a blonde head. So sometimes she has these orange roots. Sometimes they have yellow roots. Sometimes she has no roots. Sometimes she has some roots, and they're all in the same scene. And that's the beauty of editing. Thank you, thank you, TLC, for that. 5 years ago, Jay said that he never thought he would get married. So when he was a 15-year-old boy, he did not know that he was going to get married. When you were 15, did you always know you were going to be a blushing bride?
I kind of pushed it back in my thoughts.
Right.
Maybe one day, never thinking I might strike gold.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I could see where he was coming from.
Not like all the rest of the 15-year-old boys that were planning their own weddings.
Just writing Jay loves Ashley
right.
over and over again in his notebook.
Not even knowing her yet.
Right. Jay loves ? It's gonna happen.
Jay loves someone that's, having a baby right now. So he brought his suit home from Jamaica. So now they had a fake Jamaican wedding beforehand.
Right.
Which was just apparently a non-legal fake wedding.
Just for appearances, for pictures.
Right, for the family to be in. And he tried on his fake Jamaican wedding suit and it still fits. Can you believe it? Weeks later, a 20-year-old boy has not gained 400 pounds.
And maybe in a few weeks from now, he could take that suit out again.
Oh my God, are you crazy?
Maybe vacuum with it if he's lucky.
And then Natalie comes banging at the door.
On the moped.
Banging. Well, we didn't see the moped yet. She comes banging at the door. Oh my God, that's her! Because that's
she
what
was banging.
She was banging. This is produced. This is over the top. This is not real. And I guess we have to wait till next episode to see what goes on with that. Let's move on to Kalani and Asuelo. Kalani, not to be confused with Kalani.
Oh, now,
Kalani.
To our new listeners, Kalani is the skinny one. Go ahead.
You know what's so funny? I think
the skinny bitch. I don't know who's bitchier, Kalani or Kalani.
I don't know. That's a tie. That's a tie.
The eye rolling alone is
the eye rolling is my favorite part. It's not even the rolling. It's when they do the wide eyes at each other. I'm like, this is this is hilarious. But Kalani, while she might be a plus size woman, is much better looking, in my opinion, facially than Kalani.
Yeah, she's got the exotic.
Yes, I think that she's much better looking. I think Kalani has an underbite and is just a little bit different looking, not as pretty
and
as
she's
Kaylin.
Just mean.
She's mean as the day is long, but both of them are kind of the meanest. So anyway, Kalani is visiting Utah, and Kalani is saying that Asuelo is different in America because he feels uncomfortable here. And he shuts down a lot, and she tells him all the time, don't touch me. Because apparently he tries to comfort her with physical touch and affection, and she wants to talk about a problem and he doesn't want to. So now he's crying because he's thinking about cuddling with her and how, they don't cuddle. And he's just
and I was crying watching them not cuddling. I mean,
I don't know. It was a touching little scene that was going on there. He was saying that when he was back in the pig farm, he was just cuddling his own pillow and blanket, just dreaming about cuddling with her. But
now when you see Asuelo at first glance, now picture you're Kalani,
okay,
and you're in this resort in Samoa or Samoa or wherever however they pronounce it, and you're looking at Asuelo and you're like,
No, I'm not looking at Asuelo like that. No, I'm like, look at this guy. He's from here.
Could you imagine? He came from a house with no fucking walls.
Yeah, he lived
his house.
He lived in
has columns, And if there's
it's like a carport,
a rain or a good strong breeze, I guess good luck.
Everything's gone.
Like welcome. I guess they live in Survivor.
Like
San
you've
Juan.
never lived in a carport, please.
I know. All right, stop.
You're from Long Island.
Us Long Islanders always so.
We've all lived in a carport. So they're gonna try to communicate better. But you know what I really appreciated about this scene? Kalani had her hair in a bun, and she has the longest hair. She has beautiful hair, such thick hair, and she put it in a bun, and it was so big that it was a double-decker bun. And I was like, wow, that is something.
Is this remind me?
No, it's okay.
Did she announce her pregnancy yet?
No, this is before. This is where this. That's no. That's fine. That's all that happened so far. So we're gonna talk about Olga and Steven now. Okay. Richie's 3 weeks old, and he's gonna go to an immigration lawyer because he needs to get. First of all, he needs to get Richie's American citizenship, and he also needs this K-1 visa information. So he goes to Michael, who is him in disguise. Did they do the split screen? What was that about?
That was Steven finding his Russian doppelganger.
Okay, so do you remember when Macaulay Culkin was a lawyer in Will and Grace? When he played a lawyer? His father had been a lawyer,
yes.
And then they hired him by accident because they thought he was also
that's a good
throwback, right?
Right, wow.
That's what it seemed. I was like, is this a lawyer or is this just like
that's
he was
quite impressive.
He was like, listen, you're my twin brother. Just dress up like a Russian lawyer.
Like I didn't know if they were doing like a type like Patty Duke type of
like a split
smoke
screen.
And mirrors, like split screen, like,
like
in the 50s, like. You know,
how are there two of them?
We walk alike. We talk alike.
It was very like Arrested Development. Like, what's going on here? So they go to Moscow with the documents. They fly to Moscow, which I don't even know. They have enough money to fly now to Moscow? How long is this flight? We don't know. And they find out that the visa is delayed. The K-1 visa is delayed because of political problems between Russia and the United States. Can you believe that there's political problems between Russia and the United States right now?
Can you believe Steven was smart enough to use that as an excuse?
Can you believe that Steven knew that he had to go to Moscow? I was like, how is he going to find this office? Like, he's never going to do this. So now he's like, you know what? This is what I'm thinking. He's like, I'm thinking I take Richie without Olga. Good idea, Steven. Maybe you could breastfeed the baby too. The baby's on the way to the airport in the cab. They're just holding him. No car seat.
Fuck it.
Everything's out the window.
Hey, listen. I didn't have a car seat when I was a kid, and I
here
survived.
Here we are.
Right?
Terrifying.
Honest to God, like I don't ever remember seeing a car seat once when I was a kid.
You were like 6 months old.
They were like, just throw him in the fucking trunk. He'll be fine.
You were in the back. You were in the bed of the pickup.
Drop him next to the spare tire.
They meet up with Anna, her best friend. They sit in the grass with all the flies. And Anna meets the baby. And Anna is like, hey, Steven, I think I'm worried that you're like the worst. And he's like, no, I'm not the worst.
You gotta love Russians and just how like direct they are.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And that was really the episode. Now, okay. You were talking before about the pregnancy. Like, what's going on? Do you know do you have any kind of inside dirt about that? Like, just coming to current
Whose
time
pregnancy?
With Kalani's pregnancy.
No, just that she's pregnant. I was as shocked as the rest.
She was.
Yeah, like I had no.
You were as shocked as Kalani and Asolo.
Like I thought I knew everything in the 90-day world, like behind the scenes, and like when she said that she was pregnant on TV, I was like, well, motherfucker,
she hid it from you.
I didn't fucking know that.
Really?
Just like when I was shocked when I saw Chantel and Pedro filming.
Yes.
Like I thought
you thought they were both dead.
Standing ovation of Chantel. I mean, like for someone to keep us all fooled,
right?
For as long as she did,
sure.
Like admiration all around.
She was busy getting her breasts bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger,
and getting prettier.
Yeah, I mean she is getting prettier, so that's a good thing. You have some information. You were hanging out with Jesse at his meet and greet. So this is Jesse from season 5. Or was it from before the 90 days? Actually,
he was before 90 days last year.
Him
and
year. Darcy. So what happened? Like you went out to Brooklyn.
Jesse had a meet and greet at a pizzeria in Brooklyn,
right.
and
it was just a pizzeria.
Just a pizzeria.
I thought that maybe it would be like a pizzeria restaurant, and when I looked, I was like, "This is an old-fashioned
just
pizzeria.
Like a dive, just like a dive. I'll get 2 slices and walk your ass out." Yeah. And
how did he find such a venue?
I don't know. I wanted to ask him, but honestly, there was so like I was expecting it to be like maybe like a handful of people.
Sure.
let me tell you, Jesse knows how to throw a fucking show.
How many slices did you have?
Jesse?
No, how was the pizza? Did you eat
Pizza was
it?
great.
Oh, okay, cool.
And to watch Jesse on camera,
right,
on TV, and then to see him in face to face,
right,
no difference.
Same thing. So this is not an act.
No, Jesse is Jesse. Like, cut it on the bias. He's a great guy. He was super nice. Did
he cut his pizza on the bias?
I didn't. He wasn't eating pizza.
Right.
Although I did watch him drink a beer, which I was shocked.
Wow.
I was like, well, yeah.
He doesn't believe in alcohol.
He did drink a beer.
Interesting.
And I'm like, oh, look at Jesse cutting loose.
What's good for the goose, huh?
Right. I'm like, you shouldn't have been telling Darcy to,
I think Darcy
really
might have
hoping
been
Darcy was going to show up the whole time.
and just like fling a shoe at him.
Oh man.
Because first it's a shoe.
You don't love me.
First it's a shoe. Next it's a machine gun. It's a natural progression.
Get out of my life. I was waiting for it.
So what else is happening? We see that you talked to Danielle and Muhammad. Do you have any contact with Muhammad?
Oh
at all?
no. I've never spoke to Muhammad.
Okay, he does not seem like a nice person.
I mean, I'm extremely biased
right.
with this one because I do love Danielle and
right.
she is my friend and I'm not going to say nasty things about her.
No, absolutely not.
But Muhammad's a piece of shit.
Yeah, he very clearly gives off that vibe. Like very, very clearly. So that's a nice thing is that you don't really have to dig deep on that one. But Danielle had dated another person. You remember where did she drive to? Pennsylvania?
Maryland.
She drove to Maryland. He was a no-show. Did she ever connect with that
Nelson?
guy? Did she ever connect with him?
No. Well, they had met, and then that night she got there. It was like 2:00 in the morning, and he kind of wanted to.
He wanted to hook up. Gross.
Yes.
Yeah. He was pretty gross.
And Danielle was like, "No, I'm not going to do that."
Right.
And that's how that fell apart. And then Danielle gets heat for everything she does.
Is she seeing anyone now?
Yes.
Okay, and she's very happy.
And yes, and she keeps that on the.
Is he here? Is he from America, or is he from overseas? You don't know.
He's from Maryland.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting. So she's like a big fan of anyone that lives in Maryland.
Yes, Maryland is a great
is she
Baltimore.
Is she on MarylandDating.com?
She's on MarylandCupid.com.
Oh, that's beautiful. All right, well, good for her. Who else do you have an update on? Like, who do you keep in touch with?
Well, there was a whole thing about Colt.
Okay, so let's talk about this. Something happened where Colt's genitalia photograph was leaked yesterday.
Right. There's a whole big hubbub about whether it's accurate or not.
Okay, so I saw the picture. You saw the picture.
Right.
You think it's real.
I do.
I think it cannot be real because I don't think it's human. I just don't know how to feel about this. It's very, very small, but like not a small, like a human small, kind of like a disabled small,
and the offset size
deformed small
of the testicles,
right,
is also
right
throwing things off.
Although they're not, I don't think. I mean, I saw the picture. I thought they were regular sized testicles with no penis.
Right.
So that was like,
like at first glance, I thought he was defecating.
Right.
Like I thought
you thought it was the opposite. You
right.
thought the thighs
was
were the butt cheeks.
Yes. Like just.
Well, guys, if you haven't seen this picture,
don't
figure it out. Figure it out. Find it in any kind of.
It's on Twitter. People are tweeting it. I mean, it's not that hard to find.
I think it's on Reddit. And if you go into any 90 Day Fiance group and ask for someone to send it to you,
they will.
They will, because that's who we are as people. Is there any other like fun stuff that you got? So you talk a little bit with the little meatball, Ricky the meatball. Are you guys friends?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ricky's great. I know he gets a lot of shit.
Right.
I mean, he was a pig.
Sure.
He did his Jimena.
Right.
And his wife, all sorts of fucking.
So is he back with his ex-wife now?
No.
Okay, so that didn't work out.
No.
I'm shocked. I gotta tell you,
are you?
I'm shocked.
No. Yeah.
I thought that was going to be a fairy tale. So he was supposed to work with Tariq on a music video?
He did.
Okay. So
they collaborated.
Okay. And who else was he supposed to collaborate with and then didn't collaborate? Wasn't there some kind of problem where he was supposed to collaborate with someone and they contacted him? Muhammad. Okay. So he was going to collaborate with him and then Muhammad denied.
Because Ricky and Tariq did the music video.
Right.
Actually, to their credit,
right.
Especially to Tariq's, because like, when you watch Tariq rap.
Sure. I've seen it. Mm-hmm.
You know.
I've seen them rap on the show, and then I've seen the video, and the video is way better than.
Like, personally, I thought he was like better than P. Diddy.
Right.
But you know,
you were so kind.
But he has some talent, and I'll give him that. And they did a good video, and then Muhammad, like maybe the day after Ricky and Tariq dropped their video, Muhammad started collaborating with 2 other people in Texas. Like, oh, I'm helping these guys film a music video.
Right.
And that's how Danielle with the panty dripper comment and all that, which was fun because you'd never think you'd see Danielle, Ricky, Tariq, and
it's
Muhammad
so nice. It brings
all in the same breath.
It brings the community together.
It does.
And we have to thank Muhammad for that. What is going on with Nicole and Azan? Do we know anything about where they are in the process? If they've broken up?
Last I heard, Nicole, Azan got his visa denied for the umpteenth time.
I'm surprised.
And I heard
through the grapevine
a rumor why. And it's pretty fucked up.
Really? Interesting. Do you think it's because he is married to a man?
That maybe.
Really? Okay. No, that's kind of what I was going. As I was watching Nicole and Azan's relationship, he's very not affectionate to her, and it was very weird. And then I kind of thought, like, maybe he's gay. He has a lot of tendencies.
A lot of people thought that of Muhammad too. Like they thought
I didn't think that of Muhammad.
Gay.
No.
I just think that Azan doesn't like Nicole and he uses her.
Right.
And she's too stupid to see
Is there
it.
someone better? Now, this is what confuses me about the show, and maybe you have a little bit more insight. If I were Azan and I were in Morocco and I were looking for someone to use for money, for a green card, for whatever it is, I might choose someone with no kid and with some more money. Why are these people settling for, like, for example, if Leida's just here for her green card, why Eric? Is there no one else?
Maybe there isn't.
You really don't think so?
Then why are they settling?
I don't know. I really don't know because I just feel like Leida's a cute girl, and there's nothing like grotesque about her where it's like, oh well, I can only get someone. I'm not even talking about looks wise. I can only get someone that doesn't have any money, that has 3 kids, that has a wife, an ex-wife, that has to pay child support, that doesn't have his own place. Like, I would look for a man that owns a house. That has a bed, and also, Larissa and Colt. Larissa is pretty enough to get a man with air conditioning,
in the very least.
Yeah, and this is what confuses me about the show. And I guess if there was, then there would be no show. So I guess that's really what it is. Guys, if you want to follow the podcast, it's at 90 Day Podcast on Instagram. Still working on a Twitter. Join our group. It's called 90 Day Fiancé Trash Talk Podcast. John, tell us where we could find you. Remind us. Tell us what's going on.
You can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. It's all the same at John Yates 327.
Okay, awesome.
And that's pretty much it. That's where I keep myself.
Great. John has some really good stuff coming up. So stay tuned with him. Stay tuned with us, and we'll have lots more episodes with lots more dirt to dish. Thank you guys so much for listening. Bye.
Bye.